Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Now, I didn't intend on doing the Spicy Pickle Armada video today. Because I'm trying to gather information on what to tell y'all. As far as what you need for pulls and such and the other thing. So, of course, my chest is on refresh, and it is a 3-day cooldown. So, can't go with that. But between last night and this morning, is doing something. I was doing the Armadas here, and as you can see, I'm just sitting here in the spicy pickle systems, and you see what happens, right? Sitting right here on an Armada, kind of like maybe I was about to do an Armada. Just something that dawned on me, and because I haven't had to deal with chasers for 3 years trying to do Armadas. Doing all them faction Armadas, well, I had moved my rep up so high that I wasn't dealing with that. So I didn't even think about it. So now this is a little bit impromptu. So go ahead and like and subscribe. And let's get into this, trying to explain this with even less rehearsal than I usually do. Alright, so, as most people should know with this spicy pickle thing, the hostiles. You can either go in here and grind them manually, click on the red thing and hit attack, or just show up in the system and they'll send one of these little red pulsing guys after you. So then we come to the Armada portion. Well, can that disrupt you doing an Armada? Yes, it can. Now, as most people will know, if you try to attack somebody in a circle, but the timer is at about 10 seconds or less, you actually can't attack a ship then. Should be the same case here. I'm out of directives, so I can't actually demonstrate. Not that I really want to, because I already failed one already because of this stupid shit. But don't worry, I'm getting a lot of credits. Partially because it is based on, the chest pulls are based on tiers. So for me, it wants like 2,400. Well, let's go into some of the battle logs. Yes, I've been doing other things. Solo Armada Day. You can see a few automated shipyards. I am a 54 player, so of course I'm going to go after a level 50 Armada. Well, this is what I get. 2,400 every few days, getting almost 80,000. So for now, I'm getting plenty of credits. Now, it is supposed to go up much higher in tier 4, tier 5 of the Monavine, I think. Can't remember. Blue Mandalorian and Jules Verne, they made a fancy Google Doc, very fancy. Kind of explain that to you. And the best way I can describe how to go get that is join Ultimate DJ's Discord and go to the graphics room. That's not something I know how to post. Alright. So let's get into doing this. Well, I don't like doing all this squidding bullshit. Move the ship over here, then recall it. Doesn't work. That's actually how I failed one. Up in the 50 system, so they're sending bigger chasers, and I didn't realize it. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get out of the way of the little chaser guy. And of course, I actually avoided the chaser, and then it was like, oh shit, the stupid Armada is about to go off and I can't get back to the circle. Rookie mistakes, only because I'm not a rookie and haven't had to do this for 3 years. So totally forgot. So that is what this video is. Let me try to explain this to you. A few ways to try to avoid it. Now, it's a solo Armada, so you have at least 3 ships. Cerrito buff is going to work perfectly. Maybe not perfectly, but work well. Defiant also. Titan, sure. I mean, I guess the Titan will work. I don't have it, so, and I don't plan on getting it. So one trick you can use, and as you notice, I only had 1 chaser coming after me instead of 3. 3 ships. So how do you do that? Well, let me show you this. I usually like to go towards the edge of the system. And now I'm not saying you have to go to a spicy pickle system and then go to another spicy pickle system. You can do this from home. Because your ship should be fairly the same warp speed. Well, you just kind of time it. Let's just pretend that this is like 4 minutes, and this is 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and this is 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, since the Talios is 4 minutes and 30 seconds, you would send that one first. Now remember that 4 minutes and 30 seconds would be the warp time, not including the charge time. Okay, and it's been a few seconds, so you hit this button. Then you hit that button. So the 1 ship arrives first. And this actually probably didn't work because I was trying to show you something else. But you have all these ships warping in at about the same time. Did I see the little banner where the thing... So it's bugged out. Oh no, okay, here he comes. Now, that's how you get like only 1 to come after you. You stagger your ships in a way to where 1 enters and then you got another one and another one and another one. It's going to take some planning. Timing is important there. So, something that a trick you had to use a while ago, or at least I did, and now I'm having to relearn it. It's kind of annoying. Alright, so let me, now that I showed you that, let me show you how to actually get rid, or maybe not necessarily get rid of the chaser, but get him to not attack your ship. Alright, now, because I'm out of directives, I can't actually start an Armada and get an Armada circle to appear. So let's just say the circle is centered around the A and the B ship. Well, take your C ship, since that's the one, at least for me, that is being chased. Join the Armada with it. Key, join the Armada with it. Now find your chaser guy. We'll go towards him a little bit. Maybe, well, what am I trying to do? You've already joined the Armada. Go out of the circle and then try to go straight across the circle. Recall, cancel. Should still be inside the circle. And you've already joined the Armada, so therefore you should be in the circle, joined the Armada, so still be able to participate in the Armada. But as you can see, your little sentry, that's what they call them, sentries, he went to a different spot. Now, something else that, and I'm not sure that worked with those old school faction bounty hunter chaser peoples, is when if you started moving again, then it will come after you. That's why you have to send across the circle and recall and cancel while the ship is hovering over the circle or moving over the circle. Now, one thing I notice is you see this sentry guy here, right? Well, he's no longer pulsing red. He moved to the spot where he thought you were going to be, and when he got there, he stopped completely. And the little red pulsy thing is gone. Well, now you can move. I don't remember this with those faction ones, but apparently it is the case with these. You do your little squid trick, and you can do this before you even start the Armada. I'm just trying to give you options. It's probably better if you did this before you even started doing a bunch of Armadas. Actually clicking the button. Get this over with ahead of time. Shit, where was I? Again, yeah, do this prior to. Probably the best way I would say to do it, because I wasn't doing it last night. I was trying to do the weird squiddy thing while the Armada was running, and that doesn't always work well. But this morning I was sending in and I was doing it like this. Doing the squid trick before you start launching Armadas. Because now you can move. Look at him. He's not coming after you anymore. And you should be able to freely do your Armadas. Again, this is not something that I remember with those faction chasers. Because I'm almost positive that the reason why you had this squid while you were inside the circle, or while you're traveling across the circle, is because if you moved to the circle, they would come get you. But I don't know that I necessarily did it that much, because I said I got my rep up high to even remember what I even did. Ugh. All right, let's wrap. Should be it for now. Now, I don't like this. Shocker. Right? It's a shocker that's something I don't like. But that is a different video. Yes, foreshadowing. You got to come in the system already. One thing, right? You got to have enough directives. You got to make sure no other players are hunting you. You got to make sure you're bringing enough power to beat the Armada. And also, you got to make sure that you don't get the chaser asshole to come blow you a ship up while you're trying to do Armadas. Yeah, I don't like that. Lots of things I don't really like about this spicy pickle loop. There are some things to like. However, this definitely will not be the last time I try to go over other ways to... That's right. That's the one I usually did. Okay. Think about this, what I usually did. And it's probably a little harder because with solo Armadas, you already have 3 ships sent there. What I usually did for those faction Armadas is I sent 2 ships to the system. 1 ship to do the Armada, and 1 ship is either a sacrifice or he's going to kill the chaser. So, usually, if one of your ships is targeted by a chaser, and you go to select another ship and attack the chaser with a different ship, one that isn't targeted, usually, even if you don't win, the chaser disappears. I mean, if you win, the chaser disappears, and they'll target the new ship, usually. or you lose and both ships disappear. So that is also another option. Okay, really wrapping this up now. This is somewhat of an impromptu, and not that I really rehearse a lot, but I haven't even been like rehearsing in my head that much, really. So hopefully I've explained this well enough that you have some things some tactics that you can do to help you do an armada. Not that I'm saying you didn't know already, but you're definitely going to want to prepare for this ahead of time. Comment below. What do you think about having to dodge bounty hunters and chaser people while you're trying to do armadas again? Also, for some of us old heads, we haven't had to do this in a long time. Are there any new tricks that people have found out there? Yeah, you never know. Some of the new players could be teaching us old players stuff too. Happens all the time. Be sure to like and subscribe. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.